Whoa, it's another stream. It's another stream. Hi, Quain. And voiceless uvula plosive, you are Indonesian. Okay, so you're going to probably have some fun, probably at my expense, and I'm fine with that. So I don't know. Maybe you've seen it in the title. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We asked, and in the community tab on YouTube, and it seems that the winner is to do a little bit of Duolingo run. So we're going to do it, but we're going to do it with a bit of a twist because, you know, we're all very interested in the vagaries and the specifics of linguistics here. So what we're going to do is do a little Duolingo run, but also kind of take it from the perspective of a linguist doing a Duolingo run. So we're going to be putting up a little bit of notes on the side, making hypotheses and things like that, and just recording what we find. And this is not something I've done before, so it's a new format. We'll see how it goes. I'm also on my own today. Lucy is on vacation, so I'm handling everything. And so we'll see how that goes. That's going to be another new experience. So, yeah. I guess what I should do. Oh, why don't I ask you, chat? I normally ask Lucy, how's the sound, how's the videos, or anything wonky going on? But I'll ask you, anything wonky going on? I'll pause in case there's anything I need to tweak. Lots of technical stuff that I do not know about, nor do I care to know about. And that's why we have a producer like Lucy. But today it's all me. All right, great. Everything's good. So why don't we bring YouTube in, and then we will jump in and get started. YouTube, welcome. This is a new series. This is a completely new thing for us. We're going to be doing a Duolingo live stream of Indonesian, a language which is chosen because I know precisely nothing about it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to play some Duolingo, we're going to hopefully learn something, and we're going to take a bit of a linguist's eye to it. So as we encounter new grammatical phenomena, as we encounter the phonology of the language, we're going to make some notes and look things up and generally be nerds. So that's the plan. So with that firmly in mind, let's scoot over to the side webcam. Okay. So you can see I have not done any prep for this. You can see the languages that I have looked at in Duolingo. I'll confess that I have not used Duolingo a great deal, especially not in the past few years, but here it is. We have to find Indonesian. Here it is, right here. So you can see no check mark, no experience. And why don't we click? All right. This is fun. Learners who complete through Unit 5 on Duolingo achieve similar reading and listening proficiency as university students after studying for 4 semesters. Goodness gracious. That's ambitious. Okay, well, we'll see what we can do. I don't know. We have 2 hours, so we'll see what we can accomplish. So we have some Indonesian knowers in the chat. This is going to be fun. So I will turn to you for your friendly criticism and suggestions and questions and comments and all this stuff. So I guess we have to press the big blue button here. And oh yeah, I have Wikipedia up in case we need it. I also have our document, the official record of studying Indonesian on, what's the date today? And let's get some decent font size here. I think this is ridiculous. On May 2nd, incidentally, I like writing dates like this because you can just sort things alphanumerically and they also sort by date. Fantastic. Okay, so what were we going to do? Indonesian. And these are our notes. We got Wikipedia. And let's start the course. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right. Choose your path. Beginners start at basics 1. Well, I'm a beginner. So I guess I'll start at basics 1. I do not know very much about Duolingo. The last time I really used Duolingo was, I don't know, would have been like 2017. So I think a lot's probably changed since then. We'll see what we can do. I'm getting some requests for the placement test. All right, well, we can do the placement test. I don't know what's going to tell us. We're clicking the button. Take a test to jump ahead. Well, I don't know anything, so this is going to be Selamat malam, silakan. Okay, I'm thinking that this is a greeting because I see this salam, and I'm assuming this is an Arabic loan word. Good something. Good night, please. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, I did not expect to get that right. I was just completely guessing except for that first word. And it wasn't quite correct. Or maybe it was quite correct. It also would have accepted good evening, please. Lovely. This is bad news because I'm gonna get points for guessing. I'm gonna be over my head. So say that again. And I think we need to put on the desktop audio. Wait, let's let you hear this.
Mereka lupa.
Yeah, okay, good.
Mereka lupa.
Mereka lupa. Maybe this means they forget. I don't know. Okay, this isn't... I don't know Indonesian. I swear. I know nothing about Indonesian, but I just assumed because it was capitalized, that should probably be the start of the sentence. And then the only thing that could come after they was forget. The other alternative was Andy, which it didn't look like anything there was. So we can discuss the pedagogical decisions as well as we go. But yes, okay,
Aku
great.
memilihmu.
Sorry?
Aku memilihmu.
Aku memilihmu. Aku memilihmu. Is that a or a schwa?
Aku memilihmu.
Aku memilihmu. So I think E is a schwa.
Aku memilihmu.
Okay, this one I'm going to get wrong because I have no idea what this is. I ordered that. I choose you. See, I don't know. Okay, that proves it. Phew. I was getting worried about guessing them all right, and I was going to be rocketed up to an advanced level that I couldn't handle. So I choose you. Aku memilihmu. So there's got to be some kind of... Well, something is agreeing, I'm assuming, on this memilihmu. Memilihmu. Because I choose you. Some sort of agreement. There must be. Pikachu, aku memilihmu. Let's write this in Indonesian. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to write this in Indonesian. Yeah, so I have a dress. Well, this is capitalized.
Saya.
And I'm going to just choose some things at random. Saya
Punya.
punya
Mereka.
mereka. Why not, right? Although, have we seen mereka before? Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's gown.
Gaun.
This could be a loan word. Like English gown. Okay, what? This isn't fair. How is that possible? Okay, so how did we guess that? Well, my strategy was this. Saya had to be the start of the sentence because it's capitalized. So that's a big giveaway. And then I was thinking there's probably three words: gown, dress, and then punya was just dumb luck. And the word order was dumb luck. Okay. I am going to put down these little example sentences. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we have the first person singular in English, I, in both of these sentences, but I don't see anything in common between the two. Now, it's true that verbs of having, predicates of having, often are not like they are in English, where we have nominative I, have, accusative, whatever. Often you'll get things like datives of possession. You know, to me is such and such. Or at me is such and such, as kind of locative of possession. Cool. All right, let's see what happens next.
Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku.
Yeah.
Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku.
Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku. This orthographic C, I want to hear what that is.
Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku.
Baca, some kind of palatalish thing.
Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku.
Okay. Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku. Okay. Reduplication. Fun. I'm assuming this means plural because that's common. And I'm assuming that these are both loan words. Koran and buku. Although which one means books and which one means newspapers? And then our other guessing strategy of using we, using the capitalized letter to, or capital letter to indicate the start of a sentence. So that's a giveaway. And we need a verb, read. And I'm assuming it's something like we read books and newspapers. So I want to just take this sentence, copy it over here. That's a link. That's incorrect. Bad copying, Colin. Again, it doesn't want me to copy, so I'll have to type it out laboriously. Membaca koran dan buku. And let's see what happens. Okay. Interesting. So the order of the conjuncts is different. So I assumed that koran was an Arabic loan, meaning book, and that buku was an English loan, or maybe a Dutch loan, and it meant newspapers. But apparently, it's something like the opposite. Although I'm not sure about the source of these loan words. Those are guesses. So newspapers and books. Yeah, Sutton, I think you're right. I mean, that's my guess anyway. But why that means newspaper in the plural, that's another question. We read or read. I'm not sure. That's an ambiguity in English orthography. Newspapers and books. So dan, I'm assuming, is the thing that's conjoining, that's equivalent to and in English. And my guess is that this is our verb, membaca, because we have this mum here as well. That could be a little clue for us. And in that case, that would, by process of elimination, perhaps kami is something like we, or maybe it's some sort of tense aspect mood thingy. Okay, so koran is not from Quran. Okay, that's good to know. That was an assumption that I made based on the our first thing that we saw, selamat, which I'm assuming comes from Arabic. So looks like we have some interesting loan words coming into Indonesian. Interesting. Shall we continue? Let's.
Kucing itu hitam.
Okay. Kucing itu hitam. So
Kucing itu hitam.
what? Oh, like. Oh, interesting. Like courant. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting loan word. Okay, so this, I think we've done the dictation correctly.
Kucing itu hitam.
Let's see. And it means that cat is black. Itu hitam. Okay. Interesting. I actually really like this idea, and thank you, Queen, for the suggestion to do this placement test, because we're seeing a lot of the grammar.
Umur saya 10 tahun.
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 Okay, so that is another schwa. Does orthographic E ever not mean schwa? I guess we'll find out. Okay, so this means something. Do we have anything in our corpus to help us? I don't think we do. Oh, saya. Okay, let's go off on a... So saya punya gaun means I have a dress. Gown is probably dress. Saya is either something like have or something like I. And here we have I, which is the only thing capitalized except for Andy. This I feel is definitely cheating using this capitalization rule, but we can't ignore it, right? And I don't see anything like Andy here, which is a proper name. So let's say I. So maybe that accounts for our saya. And how I'll handle the chat is I'm going to try it honestly myself, and then I'll look at the chat after I have made up my mind, so that we can have a mix of the interaction and me struggling, because I think there's some amusement value in that. Okay, so I want to say that this has to do with how old this person is. Something like either 10 or 20 years old. I'm going to say 20 because I clicked on it first. Let's see what happens. It was 10. So close. So close. Interesting. Now I wonder if saya here is I, or if it's something like in the Romance languages when you say you have a certain number of years. I am 20 years old. So then our little hypothesis here, saya I have unknown. Okay. I continue.
Saya punya air. Saya punya air. Saya punya air.
I'm guessing this is going to turn out to mean I have something, because we have saya punya gaun, and then we have saya punya air.
Saya punya air.
Air. Is that a trill?
Saya punya air.
It's a bit lo-fi for me to tell. Okay, so what does it have? I have water. But we still don't know which one is saya and which one is punya. All right, we're going to try something. And we are going to... Oh, this is going to be tough. Well, we have our perennial strategy of just put the first word first, the capitalized word first.
Kamu.
Kamu. Kamu.
Kamu.
Kamu. And then you have an apple. All right, what do we have for our candidates for have? Either saya or punya. In you have, we have something that is not saya at the start. We have kamu. Maybe this is you. I'm assuming that this is an SVO language based on this sentence here. Kami membaca koran-koran dan buku-buku. Trouble. So then the next thing, I think, based on the fact that we have punya here, might be putih. Because at least we have some shared material. This pu syllable. Kamu putih.
Putih.
And then an apple. I don't think we have anything about kucing, I think, is cat. Oh, well, maybe it's the word apple. Maybe not.
Apple.
Apple. Kamu putih apple. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that was a lot more complicated than I expected. But we got kamu right, so that's interesting. Okay, so you have an apple, and we got apple right, but I don't really count that as a victory. Okay, cool. That's interesting. But look at this. I choose you. Aku memilihmu. And then we have this mamili, actually. There's a lot of shared material between you have an apple. I'm assuming this is the verb. And I choose you, the verb there. Fascinating. Okay. Well, why don't we continue? Let's learn some more.
Saya punya kamu.
Did you hear that?
Saya punya kamu.
It was like gasped at the end there.
Saya punya kamu.
Is that intentional, or is that an audio issue or something?
Saya punya kamu.
Come. Come. I can't even do that. Come. Come. I don't think it's a voiceless vowel because it sounds aggressive to me.
Saya punya kamu.
I don't know. Well, I think nevertheless the answer will not change.
Saya punya kamu.
So we have saya punya kamu. We've had all of these things before. Saya and punya in this sentence, saya punya gaun, and kamu in you have an apple. So maybe this means I have you. Let's see. Oh, the first correct prediction. Saya punya kamu. Ooh, I have you. I want to just check to see if anyone's said anything about this. Okay, don't look at the explanations. Yeah, okay, so we're not the only ones. All right, let's not spoiler.
Saya punya gaun.
Oh, did you hear that at the end? Again, something interesting going on.
Saya punya gaun.
Saya punya gaun. Gaun. I have a dress. It's interesting. We don't have anything like an indefinite article in this saya punya gaun sentence, but in you have an apple, we have this I don't know how to pronounce it. Sabua. I'm not sure where this dress goes, or if that's an I'm assuming it's an Sabua apple. Well, let's check our answer. All right. Well, we're making progress. That's kind of a gimme because they gave it to us before, but
Dia suka hitam.
dia suka hitam. Dia suka hitam. We've had hitam before. Hitam, kucing itu hitam. And if my gloss of this, which admittedly this is a guess, but I'm guessing that this is cat demonstrative black. So we can predicate this sort of adjectival concept without anything else going on. So I think we are looking at something like blank blank black. And dia. Oh, what are our options? She, the, he. If it's the, we need to find some way of saying the something black. The milk likes black. I don't know. That doesn't seem plausible to me. So maybe it is something like she likes black. I don't know, like as a noun, like the color. Okay. Oh, it's giving it to us. It's saying we could have also answered he likes black. Interesting. Tells us something else, doesn't it? Dia suka hitam. She, he likes black. So we're not going to be distinguishing masculine and feminine on this presumably third person pronoun, maybe singular as well. All right. Cool. And our guess about hitam was correct. It looks like we have a generally SVO situation going on here, which I think is becoming more and more clear. Onwards. We were rewarded with an animation. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'm going to put in a break here for YouTube, and then we will return very quickly. YouTube. Wow. We're learning about Indonesian. I know a good deal more than I did half an hour ago. I don't know about you. Come back, because we're going to just keep doing this, and we're going to learn as much as we can in 2 hours. Okay. We'll see you soon. And hello, YouTube again. We're just going to jump right back into our adventures with Duolingo Indonesian because, there's just too much to learn and there's not enough time. So let's jump back to the side webcam and keep going. All right. 3 in a row. That felt like a good place to stop. Let's forge ahead. Onwards and upwards. I like this. I like this sentence. It kind of has an interesting feel to me. I want an orange, I eat an orange. It's the way it is. All right. So, the way this works, we have our gimme, saya.
Saya.
Saya. Do we have anything about wanting? I don't think so. Saya something. And then I'm not sure how this is going to be pronounced. We can rule out kamu because I believe that's you. And we have another saya to work with. Dan, I think we can rule out because that's and. Punya seems to be have. So we're left with mau. makan, and minum. I want to say something like wait, this is actually kind of interesting. Let's look at this again. We have this verb here, membaca. Starts with an M. Memiliki, M. Memilihmu, M, and some other things. I'm wondering if there's anything about like first person agreement with a verb giving us an M or maybe present or something. But then we also have things like saya punya air, saya punya gaun. And I wonder if this is something like I topic, gown, or exists gown, something like that. As for me, a gown exists. And then, so this is agreeing with gown, gaun. I wonder. Okay, well, let's make a guess. So I think it's down to mau, makan, or minum here. And then this word, I don't know how to pronounce the J, but either yeruk or jaruk. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Will be orange. So maybe it's something like saya
Makan. Jeruk.
jeruk. Okay, so ja. Saya makan jeruk.
Saya. Minum. Jeruk.
Jeruk. People who speak Indonesian are probably laughing now. You should be laughing. Let's see what happens. Okay, so a lot of our assumptions were correct. And when I say our assumptions, they're my assumptions. Credit and blame, where both of them are due. Let's move this. Let's get this a little bit more on screen. There we go. Okay. Saya mau jeruk. Saya makan jeruk. So makan is eat. I want to know what's going on with these verbal inflections. I want an orange. I eat an orange. And here we see again, there's no indefinite article, which makes this you have an apple thing all the more curious because it's not like apples and oranges are super different. I'd assume if there was some kind of difference that showed up based on different types of nouns, that apple and orange would behave probably similarly in requiring, say, some kind of a classifier or something like that. I don't know what this sibua is, nor do I know what to do with this H at the encoda position, because I heard it here, memilihmu. But then in this one, sepuluh, I didn't hear it. But that could just be my hearing. I don't know. So or some sort of sandhi effect. J is pronounced like a J. Yeah, it seems to be. All right.
Saya makan jeruk.
See, these are the easiest. I don't know. At least of the exercises that we've got, because you don't need to know the language at all in order to get them. So let's just hear it again.
Saya makan jeruk. Saya makan jeruk.
Saya makan jeruk. What does that mean? That means I eat an orange. Yeah, we're right. Echoed words. Yeah, the stream title on Twitch sometimes doesn't get updated. I'm not exactly sure what to do about that because that's normally what Lucy does, and Lucy's on vacation. So I'm just sort of... so yeah, I'm sorry about the Twitch title. People are going to come in, they're going to think we're doing conlang and we're doing we're doing nat langing, actually. That's what we're doing. Alrighty. So we got this sentence correct. Saya makan jeruk. I'm kind of digging the vibe of this language, I have to say.
Saya suka jeruk.
Oh, saya suka jeruk. We can do this. We have everything that we require in order to translate this. We know saya is I. We know suka is like. And we know jeruk is orange or oranges. Looks like we don't have any. So he is dia, jeruk, an orange, oranges. So it looks like we're not always marking plural, at least in the same way that English does. Benji, the schwa sounds a little more front than English schwa. J. So, jeruk, like that, jeruk.
Saya suka jeruk.
Jeruk, jeruk, j. Little more front. I don't know. I'm bad with these central vowels. All right, let's test our hypothesis. Correct. All right. Onwards.
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
Umur kamu 10 tahun. I heard the H there. Okay.
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
All right. I think we have enough to do this too. Because we've seen umur in this I am 20 years old sentence. In fact, umur saya 10 tahun. I am 20 years old. Saya is being swapped up with kamu. We know kamu means you. So I think this means you are 10 years old. Sorry, no. This was 10, right? You were trying to tell me earlier, and I just totally whooshed. I'm going to just scroll up. 20 was my guess, the actual sentence. Ship, you did it. Thank you. Okay, so I am 10 years old. That would have come back to haunt us, / me. You are 10 years old?
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
Umur kamu 10 tahun. All right. Yes. The Indonesian numbers come from Sanskrit. Really? Interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. Because 10, dasha in Sanskrit, I don't see that here. Anyway, moving on.
Terima kasih, selamat jalan.
Terima kasih, selamat jalan. Well, we have our salamat, which is something like good in a kind of greeting sense. Maybe this means thank you, goodbye. Let's see. Yeah. Is it going to let me copy it? It is. All right. Whoa, this is good. Okay. Maybe I can. Just realized the chat's kind of going over the. I'm not sure how I can do that. Let me fiddle with this for a second. Maybe we can put the chat. Maybe we can move me. Yeah, let's move me over here. There we go. And then let's take the chat, because this is actually a kind of a different setup than we're used to. And we can put the chat down here, and that should work better. Cool. Or maybe we can put me back up here. Yeah. That's the good stuff. Okay. Yeah, like him, we're doing we're learning about Indonesian, and we're making hypotheses, and we're being right a surprising number, surprising proportion of the time. Write this in Indonesian. Goodbye. Well, we saw. Thank you. Goodbye. Terima kasih. Selamat. I forgot where the stress went. Selamat jalan. Jalan. I forget. Well, we have a
Selamat.
selamat. Penultimate stress. Selamat. And I don't see. So terima kasih, I'm assuming, is the thank you portion of this. Maybe it's just selamat. Though it could maybe be selamat tinggal. I don't know. Here we're being helped by that capital letter rule. Let's see. No, I should have put tinggal in. So why was it selamat jalan here and selamat tinggal here? One wonders. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a zoom for the Duolingo tab. That's a good idea. Where's this? Oh, spiffy. Okay, that's probably overdoing it. Cool. Yeah, it could. Oh, a politeness difference. I thought you said a pointless difference. Yeah, there could be a politeness difference. That's yeah. Well, since this is a placement test, I understand them throwing that kind of stuff at us. I would yeah, I would not like to see that in a normal lesson, but all right. Oh, I feel like we've been preparing our whole lives for this moment. I have an apple. Because we know you have an apple. Kamu memiliki sebuah apel. And we know kamu is you and saya is I. So if I just swap this out, is it going to work? Or is there going to be some problem? Is there going to be some kind of agreement that we haven't taken into account?
Saya memiliki sebuah apel.
That sounds too close. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. You know what we call that? We call that a good job. Kamu, saya, you, I. So why is it so different when we say I have water, saya punya air, versus saya memiliki sebuah apel? This is something that I need to understand. I'll pat myself on the back. I'll do it. Good job, Colin. You're making us proud. Continue.
Selamat malam, salam.
Selamat malam, salam. Good evening, greetings. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. This is getting easier. You know what this is? This is like that magical honeymoon period when you're first encountering a new language and everything's new and you're like getting things for the first time and it's just like, whoa, this is cool. I think we're bottling that and we're just taking a swig of it. Oh, it's good. Good evening, please. This is somewhat unusual phrasing, but definitely we've seen this kind of thing before. Selamat malam.
Malam.
And then I've seen this before, this please, but I didn't write it down. Oh, foolish. I want to say it was silakan. I want to say it was silakan. I could be wrong. Selamat malam, silakan. Yep. Okay. Now we'll write this down this time. I don't know that I would ever say good evening, please. That just doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. But nevertheless, here we have it. I'm sure it works fine in Indonesian. Just as, it's an odd thing, an odd English sentence to ask to be translated. Nevertheless, onwards.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
I gotta stop talking over these people because
Mereka pesan roti kacang. Mereka pesan roti kacang.
okay, so I hear a quality difference between these two vowels. Take a listen.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
Mereka pesan.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
Mereka pesan roti kacang. Guessing roti means bread. Mereka. I see but one option for the first word, they. Pesan. They have, because we've seen like before, that's, what is it? Suka. They, so I don't think it's like. Could be order. Could be order. Could it be have? What have we seen for have? We've seen memiliki. We've seen punya. Pesan. Maybe it's some sort of a suppletive thing. I don't know. I'm going to say they order roti kacang. They order roti kacang. Maybe it's peanut bread. I don't know. That sounds awesome, though, if that's a thing. Let's see. Okay. We're building something here. They order peanut bread. So with the confidence that roti means bread. Roti kacang meaning peanut bread. So we have our modifier on the right. That could teach us something, or at least give us something to go with. Righteous. Yeah, I'm really curious about what's going on with this apple-orange issue, because we have something that in English, I have an apple. Do we have the... So we know saya is now I. We have this whole elaborate production for I have an apple. Saya memiliki sebuah apel. But if I have a dress or if I have water, saya punya air, saya punya gaun. So sometimes schwa, sometimes or something like
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
I'm going all over the place, but we're learning a lot here. So they order peanut bread. Lovely.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Oh, it seems that they've increased their expectations of us. I just had to tezande you there. Let's hear that again.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
I heard selamat.
Selamat
Sore. And then?
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi. Dan sampai jumpa lagi.
I think this is what we have. Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Dan. Seems say that again?
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Almost sounds like den, doesn't it? Den. Somewhere in that low front space. Let's see what it thinks of us. Good afternoon and until we meet again. Oh, what a lovely phrase. Selamat sore dan, that's our and. It looks like it can also join clauses. Sampai jumpa lagi. Not sure what's going on with the accent in this. I haven't yet come up with a... Let's hear this again.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
No, I can't think of a generalization off the top of my head. Final, monosyllabic, antepenultimate, final. Unless I'm mishearing things.
Kucingmu 20.
Kucingmu 20. Kucingmu 20. Kucing, we've seen that before. Cat. Have we seen pulu? We have sepulu. What? Kucingmu 20. This is a bit... So, kucingmu, maybe this means cats. What? And we saw this sepuluh in 10 years old. Maybe this is something like, what old cats? Because here we have kucing, which we're fairly certain is cat, with a suffix on it. Dua, no idea. And
Kucingmu 20.
pulu, which seems to be related to this sepulu, which we see in these sentences about age. So this is what convinces me that there's something about old going on here. The other option would be 20. We've seen that this sentence, umur saya 10 tahun, means I am 10 years old. And it would be, well, maybe puluh is 20 and 10 is 10, like half 20, but I think maybe not. Maybe tahun is the 10 word, in which case I can't really think of anything else other than that would work in this, other than what old cats. Or maybe you have old cats. I don't know what this mu would be. If this is what old cats, maybe it's some sort of an exclamation marker, like, what old cats. Like what old cats you have, but we can't fit that in there. Or, because we've already seen you and it doesn't look you have and it doesn't look anything like this. I'm going to try what old cats. What old cats? Okay. Interesting. You have 20 cats. So maybe my hypothesis about pulu, the alternative hypothesis, which I rejected, as pulu meaning 20, maybe that's correct. How are we going to reconcile all these different ways of saying you have something? Like, look at this. You have an apple. Let's take all these have sentences and put them together. There's clearly something non-isomorphic between English and Indonesian about this verb that we have that in English is have. Do we have any other ones? I have address. So what's going on here? So we can combine these two together. it's a pretty heterogeneous class. Has a pronoun, a physical object, an item of clothing, and a substance, water. English is obviously sensitive to the distinction between water and address, as you can tell by the fact that we require the indefinite article on the count noun dress. Count versus mass noun like water. Doesn't seem to phase Indonesian either way. But there is a distinction between these and an apple. And then we don't even have our kamu, which we had for kamu memiliki sebuah apel. You have an apple. We don't have kamu here at all. Maybe this is like you plural, or is you polite or formal or something like that. Possibilities. Okay. Well, why don't we put in a pause for YouTube here? Stretch, hydrate, this kind of thing. I'm going to scoot back over here to the full screen camera and thank YouTube. People of YouTube, thanks for joining us. Come back. We'll keep going on our quest to learn as much as we can about Indonesian in 2 hours. And yeah, and maybe you'll see me get better at ending videos without sort of trailing off. Chat. What old cats indeed. I had no idea how this was going to go, but I am really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. I'm very glad, and thank you again, Quain, for suggesting that we do the placement test, because we're seeing so much. And then I think we were almost I see the little, progress bar at the top, and we're almost at the end of it. So then I wonder what it's going to think of our Indonesian skills. Oh my goodness. Well, I say my fake guessing Indonesian skills. Is this still live? Yes, it is. We are still live. So I guess there's nothing really more to do than, well, why don't we just take a few minutes and chat a bit? How are all of you? How's everything going? It's been a roller coaster here weather-wise. This is nothing new for Southern Ontario. We have our fun, storms and heat waves and cold snaps and this, that, and the other. But it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back home. I like seeing trees with leaves on them in abundance. I miss mountains. That's something I miss from my travels. It's always nice to just look off into the horizon and see a mountain. I don't know. It's just something good. Down in Texas, yeah. I get it. It can be tough down there. I used to live in Arizona, and yeah. Enough said. Quain, how's London? You having a good time? You going to do Queen business? Ooh, rural Southeast English countryside and rain. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be the English countryside if there weren't a bit of rain. Yeah, good. Well, I am glad that you've all made it here to the stream today. I'm happy to be doing the Thursday streams again. They're a lot of fun. My thought is that we might do the more conlangy stuff on Tuesdays, and the more sort of other stuff. I don't know, all the different kind of stuff that we experiment and play with on this channel on Thursdays. That's the basic thought I've been pondering, and for those who are just joining us now, any technical glitches, do not blame Lucy. They're all my fault, because Lucy is off gallivanting on holiday, and I'm holding down the fort. And so I'm just glad that we're here today and that the stream is more or less working, knock on wood. I don't think this is wood, and I don't want to knock on it or else it'll fall over, but I've been told that your own head is a good substitute in those situations when there's no wood present. Yes. Okay. So I think it's time for us to jump in. Although there's some interesting questions here about standard Malay and Indonesian, which I'm not at all qualified to answer, but it looks like chat's got it under control. All right, so I'm going to say hello to YouTube again, welcome them back, and then we'll keep going. All right, YouTube, welcome back. We're making progress. We're learning Indonesian on Duolingo. We're doing it live, and we're making all sorts of hypotheses and getting a lot of things wrong. But we're getting a surprising amount of things right. So without further ado, let's keep going. Let's scoot into the side webcam once again. So the big question I'm having is what's going on with our translations of the English verb to have. We have these three types of sentences. Saya punya something. I have something. Saya memiliki sebuah apel. Apple is the only thing that we've seen with this sentence structure, which means I have an apple. Saya memiliki sebuah apel, or kamu, you. And then we have this new one, which we can see we just encountered here. Kucingmu 20. You have 20 cats. And it's a completely different structure. So we have three different structures corresponding to the English I have X. So let's keep going. Maybe we'll find the answers.
Selamat sore, terima kasih.
Selamat sore, terima kasih. We know this. Selamat sore, good afternoon. Terima kasih, thank you, I believe. Good afternoon, thank you.
Selamat sore, terima kasih.
We did it. Oh, echoed words. Thank you. There's another instance of mu at the end of a word. Let's take a look at that. So our first one is kucingmu. And our second one is aku memilihmu. So maybe we have, I'm pretty sure we have this segmentation, this morpheme segmentation, because we have kucing on its own up here. Kucing itu hitam. Hitam, I think the stress. That cat is black. So maybe what this means is your cats are 20 in number. Something like that. Could be. All right. Well, I think we've finished. I don't know. It's not, it's always a bit of a dicey proposition to resize things, but there we go. Actually, that made it worse, didn't it? Yeah. You can just see it above the chat. I've opened Pandora's box. Now it seems to be wanting to resize itself every way but up. Okay, there we go. And I'll just move the chat so you can see the. I moved my webcam so you can see the progress bar. There we go. All right, continue. We'll see. Where is it going to place us? Where is it going to place us, chat? That was not a great sound. I was expecting more of a fanfare. But hey, we've unlocked a gift. Lovely. That's great. I guess we'll just put that here. Okay, let's start from the basics. We got the basics. Yeah, so it was not impressed with our guessing at all. It's like, yeah, no, you don't really know this language at all, which is true. So yeah, I don't know what to feel about that, but there's only really one place for us to go from here, and that's up. So let's go. Which of these is apple? Gee, I wonder. And now I'm going to have to change the location of things because the UI has changed once again. So over I go to here. There we go. Which one of these is apple? Is it
Apple.
apple. Jeruk,
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 jeruk. Wait. That's not k at the end, at least fully released, is it?
jeruk,
Jeruk. Glottal stop. Right?
jeruk,
Jeruk. Jeruk.
jeruk,
Okay.
Saya makan.
Saya makan. Well, we know saya is I. And makan, I believe we had is eat. It's something like eat. Yeah. Saya mau jeruk. Saya makan jeruk. So I eat. Saya makan.
Saya makan.
Saya makan. So does Indonesian just have free stress placement? I wonder.
saya suka jeruk,
Saya suka jeruk. I want oranges. How about that? No, I want like oranges. God damn it. You know what? I flew too close to the sun. Oh boy. That's bad news. I'm humbled.
Saya mau apel.
Okay. Don't get ahead of yourself, Colin. Focus. Saya mau apel. We had this before. I want an apple. Or maybe I want apples. I don't know. Let's...
Apel.
Oh, what?
Apel.
Okay, that's cheating. I don't agree with that. I want apples. I want an apple. Okay.
saya mau jeruk, saya makan jeruk, saya mau jeruk, saya makan jeruk,
Saya mau jeruk. Saya makan jeruk. I want an apple. I eat an apple. And that's just the kind of guy I am, huh? Right. But it's an orange. It's an orange. That's the crucial bit there. I want orange. I eat orange. Would be the gloss.
Saya makan apel.
I eat apples. Great.
saya suka apel, jeruk,
I like apples, oranges, etc. Not etc.
Saya suka jeruk, apel.
I like oranges, apples. Okay. That's 5 in a row. What's going on here? This bear is not happy. I think there's going to be a change in situation at some point.
saya suka jeruk,
I like oranges. Yeah, all right. Super. I don't know what these are, but that's great. Okay. So, what have we learned in this? We've learned that there's, as we suspected, there's some SVO action going on, that we're not too concerned about definiteness of nouns or plurality. We learned a few vocabulary items. Apple, jeruk. We learned that coda K, I think, is a glottal stop. I think. I have been allowing myself repeat listens on the audio because I want to hear the exact precise qualities of the vowels and things like that. But the real challenge is coming and translating just random stuff you don't know. But I don't want to be hovering over to get translations. I think that's beyond the pale. All right. So, oh, cool. I don't know who these people are. That's great. But that's me. Which one of these is water? Probably the one that has the bottle of water. Air.
Air.
Classic coronal trill. You'd love to see it. Which one of these is milk? Susu.
susu,
That sounds familiar. That does sound familiar. Susu. Where do I know that word from?
Saya suka susu.
Saya suka susu. Oh, maybe Korean. Yeah. Saya suka susu. I like milk. Saya suka susu.
Saya punya air.
Saya punya air. I have water. Wow.
Kamu makan apel.
Kamu makan apel. You eat an apple. Susu means pee in Indian languages. And some. Susu. I want to say susu's in like susu in Korean. I can think of like oksusu, which means corn, right? It's a type of grain. Any Koreans in the chat? That for some reason that's in my head. I don't know if that's true. It's been a long time since I've studied Korean. But they're proud of us, or at least one of them's proud of us. The owl hasn't made an official position known. Oksusu, yeah, jade something.
Saya punya jeruk.
Saya punya jeruk.
Saya punya jeruk.
I have an orange.
Kamu minum air.
Kamu minum air. You drink water. Brilliant.
Kamu minum itu.
Kamu minum itu. You drink that. Because I remember kucing itu was that cat. Okay, so the demonstrative, what we would think of in traditional grammar as the demonstrative pronoun and the demonstrative adjective are the same.
Kamu minum susu.
Kamu minum susu. What's happened here is you drink milk.
Saya minum susu, kamu minum air.
Saya minum susu, kamu minum air. I drink. What do I drink? I drink milk. But you, the kind of individual you are, you drink water. And interestingly, it doesn't look like we have any person.
Minum.
Oh, it's got to stop doing that. It looks like we don't have any person agreement here. It's true. The gains are out of control.
Saya punya apel.
Saya punya apel. I have... Wait. Just you wait. Hold on a second. Look at this. Now you're telling me that this means I have an apple. And before you're telling me I had to go all the trouble, I had to go out of my way to say saya memiliki sebuah apel. What gives? Saya punya apel. Right? Okay.
Kamu minum air, saya makan apel.
Kamu minum air, saya makan apel. Is that a velarized L?
Kamu minum air, saya makan apel.
Sounds a bit apple. Almost sounds exactly like the English word apple.
Kamu minum air, saya makan apel.
Apple. Well, you drink water and I eat an apple. That's just what happens.
Saya punya kamu.
I have you. It's a bit sinister in a way. Saya punya kamu. Oh, I see what you're doing. I feel like we should have like special music, like boss music now. That apple? You think this is a hard exercise?
Apel, itu.
Go full screen for this. All right. Yeah, Benji, it is true that you can express the concept, the real world state of affairs, that you have an apple in a variety of ways. But within the context of sort of like the within the pedagogical context of saying, hey, by the way, how do you say I have an apple? And then you have totally different things. Well, I mean, maybe it's doing what it says on the tin, which is it's really testing your level. And it saw through our attempts to fool it, and it placed us right at the start. But that's fine. That's what we're here for. We just care about the truth.
Kamu. Minum. Itu.
Itu. Kamu minum itu. You drink that. I don't know why they consider that hard. Great. Keep going. No, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. No. Okay, so I just need to do this one more time, and then we can get into some other stuff. Okay, let's see. We got the time. Let's do it. Hitam.
Hitam.
Kucing.
Kucing.
Kamu punya kucing.
You have cats.
Jeruk dan apel.
Jeruk dan apel. Oranges and apples. Yes.
Dia suka hitam.
He likes black. It's a bit of a strange sentence. Like the color, I guess. Like within context, if someone says, "Oh, we're gonna paint the car a new color. We could paint it red or black. What do you like?" Because he likes black. That, but just on its own, it seems a bit odd. That's 5 in a row.
Saya kuat.
Okay, this is new. Saya kuat.
Kuat.
Don't look at it. I didn't see. I kuat. What else could it be? I am strong. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Is there a way to turn off these kind of hints? That would be kind of nice.
Dia kuat.
Backseating, like telling me things. You can say whatever you want. I'm gonna focus on the thing while I'm doing it, and then I'll come back and check the chat. But yeah, if you want to tell me some interesting linguistic fact, we are here to learn. So I won't consider it a bad thing. So if you want to give answers, you can give answers. I'm gonna not look at the screen while I'm doing a question, but then afterwards, it's fine. We're not hardcore. The goal here is for us to learn something about Indonesian and to learn something about human language, I guess, more generally. And so however we do that, that's good. There is just some sort of comedy value in watching me fail.
Dia kuat.
Dia kuat. I'm assuming this means he or she is strong.
Dia kuat.
She is strong. There you go.
Apel merah.
Apel merah. Okay. Apel merah. This is odd because I want to say apple. Maybe it's that apple, but we already have itu as that. Maybe it's like yon apple. Otherwise, it would have to be something like a red. Maybe it's a red apple, because we do have noun adjective order, I believe, in this language. A red apple. Let's take a look. Oh, yes, Okay. All right. A red apple.
Apel merah.
Merah. So yeah, we do seem to have an orthography that either there's some sort of allophonic thing going on between e and like e and schwa, or the orthography is it doesn't make all of the distinctions, all the phonemic distinctions that the language possesses. Right.
Merah, putih, hitam.
Merah, putih, hitam. So red, we know is merah. Putih, I don't know. I think it's black. Sorry, it's white because hitam is black. Red, white, black. Merah, putih, hitam.
Merah dan putih.
Merah dan putih. Red and white. Delightful.
Dia dan saya.
Dia dan saya. He and I.
Kucing minum air.
Cats drink water. This is true.
Saya minum susu dan kamu minum air.
Saya minum susu dan kamu minum air. I drink milk and you, my friend, drink water. Oh, interesting. So there used to be a distinction in the orthography, but that's no longer the case, presumably. Huh. All right. Continue. All right. What do you got for me, you owl? I am strong. Saya
kuat.
kuat. That's a more front A, isn't it?
Kuat.
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 Also, is there... What is that? The T, is that
Kuat.
Is that just unreleased or is that glottal as well?
Kuat.
Saya kuat. Red and white. I don't see how this could be a hard exercise because we've already done it.
Merah dan
and
putih.
Okay. I have to say that the placement test was more amusing than just grinding through these early levels. But we are now on level 1, so we will now get harder learning content. Delightful. All right. Let's take stock of where we are. This is very interesting. I think we have some questions about the phonology. I'd like to take a brief look at our Wikipedia entry. And let's see. I'm going to have to zoom us in, I think. Oh, nope. Is Wikipedia really not? Does this still work? How do I get to the mobile friendly version? Does that still exist? Is that still a thing? That's big 10 years ago, I remember. All right, well, the point is I want to get... So, phonology. It is usually said that there's 6 vowels in Indonesian. Ah, look. So we have the 5 vowel system with schwa. However, other analyses set up a system with the open mid vowels e and o as well. I wonder what that's referring to. Let's see if maybe I can just put this over I'm in front of it. There we go. I've gone too far. I could say that about a lot of things. All right, so e n.m.wikipedia. Thank you. Let's just try and keep myself off of the interesting text. Okay, so 6 vowels. I'm not sure what's going on with these. Let's see what the footnote tells us. Oh, it's just a citation. Never mind. We also have an article on Malay phonology. And there was some talk of the relationship between the two languages, which I'm not totally privy to. Okay, so we have 4 diphthongs, only in open syllables. I, ow, oi, a. And we have vowels in hiatus when you have, actually it seems that you're forced to have a vowel to interpret vowel sequence as in hiatus when you have a coda consonant. Lain, air. We saw this air, right? That's one of our friends. And bau, laut. I'm assuming gaun is the same situation because it has a coda. But otherwise, you notice here, there's nothing preventing us from interpreting this as au, as in karbau, I'm assuming, or limau. But it just happens to be a vowel sequence rather than a diphthong. Interesting. Oh, okay. Interesting. Ali Abbasi says that the E and O graphemes are pronounced E and O in closed final syllables. Interesting. And here are our consonants. All right, so ma, na, nya, nga, pa, ta, cha, ka, with glottal stop in parentheses. There's usually a story when there are these phonemes in parentheses. Ba, da, ja, ga, fa, sa, sha, ha, ha, va, za, wa, la, ya, ra. All right, what's going on with these phonemes in parentheses? We have some loanword only consonants. Fa, va, za, sha, ha. We have, what do we have? The glottal stop. I don't know why this is given the treatment with these parentheses. I wonder. Some analyses list 19 primary consonants for Indonesian as the 18 syllables not in parentheses as well as the glottal stop. I'm confused. The glottal stop is written as a final K. We saw that, didn't we? Or an apostrophe. Or it can be unwritten. Well, that's helpful. Indonesian has light stress. Oh, so we were also wondering about stress, or at least I was. That falls on either the final or penultimate syllable, depending on regional variations. Okay, thank you. This means throw up your hands. Because good luck to you. As well as presence of the schwa in the word. It is generally the penultimate syllable that is stressed, unless its vowel is a schwa. If the penult has a schwa, then the stress moves to the antepenultimate syllable if there is one, even if that syllable has a schwa as well. It'd be nice to have some examples. If the word is disyllabic, the stress is final. However, if the penultimate syllable is closed, then the stress falls on the penult. But that's not what we saw, is it? Like, we had hitam. How does that work? We have a disyllabic word. This claims that the stress is final unless the penultimate syllable is closed. Hitam, it is not closed, it's open. But yes, the stress is on the penultimate syllable. And this is probably why some people believe that it's unpredictable. Interesting. Okay, well I was curious about that. And I still am curious about that. I wonder if the Malay phonology will give us a better explanation. Not the same language, obviously, but related. I just want to know about the stress. Oh, goodness. It's copied and pasted. It's a Control-C, Control-V job. Look at this. Oh, well. All right. Well, let's put Wikipedia aside and let's give the good people of YouTube a break. YouTube, thank you for joining us. We are making some progress. We're learning quite a bit about Indonesian, much more than I expected to, and we're having a good time while doing it. Come back because we are going to finish this session, and so that means you got one more episode at least ahead of you. Sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. I was saying goodbye to you. I noticed there's something on my. Well, I think what's happening is my headphones are reaching the end of their days, or at least the vinyl on the pads, and yeah. Anyway, YouTube, sorry, I was saying goodbye to you. I respect your time too much to rant about the whole headphone situation. So we'll see you next time. All right. And good. You've been wondering since day one. Yeah. Well, the good news is I've got new pads coming in the mail. They should get here sometime soon. So the problem is these headphones are too good to replace. These are the best headphones I've ever had. Unfortunately, they have been exactly the same for like 20 years or something, and so there's a huge market of little parts to replace and upgrade. Okay, so all right, we're gonna finish this up. We are going to get through some more lessons, and hopefully we're going to learn a little bit more about Indonesian along the way. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. Let's go back to the YouTube hello section. YouTube, hello. This is the section where we say hello to you. Welcome back. We are going to finish up our Indonesian session today. So let's not delay. Let's get right back into it. Side webcam. Here we go. We now have the option of going to basics, going to intro, basics 2, or greetings. And I kind of want to see more grammatical stuff. So I think we have the best chance of doing that in basics 2. So let's give it a try. Start. Which one of these is book? Buku.
Buku. We
also had this question of pluralization that came up when we saw buku buku. We see all over the place that plurals are unmarked, like jeruk, oranges. But here we have buku buku, marking plural. So yeah, something to ponder. What was the goodbye for? Oh yeah, so essentially what we do is we just chop these up into different segments for YouTube. So, we say goodbye to YouTube, but then we keep going. All right. So which one of these is letter? Surat?
Surat.
Surat. See? These stress rules do not work. Surat.
Aku suka kamu.
It's the same audio file that kam. Aku suka kamu. Aku. We've seen this before. I choose you. But it's not saya. We're used to saya for I, if indeed this is I. And we is kami. So what's aku? Aku has to be I. But what's the difference between aku and saya? I don't know. I like you.
Kita makan.
Kita makan. Kita makan. Oh dear. Okay. So now we have to figure out what kita is, because we don't have it. And we have kami as we. We have dia as he. We have aku and saya as I. So those are our three options: I, we, he. Okay. Well, let's go for we. We eat. It might be wrong. It might be right. Oh, it's right. Okay, so kita. So we have saya. We have aku as I. We have, presumably, we have kamu as you. We have kami or kita as we. And we have dia as he, she. Cool. Oh, I see cool stuff coming from the chat. There are politeness distinctions at play here. Interesting. So I'm seeing that that saya is more formal than aku. Interesting. It's interesting that they would sort of spring that on us without telling us that there's a difference between the two. That could cause some issues, I think, perhaps. But the owl does as the owl does, right?
Dia menulis surat.
Dia menulis surat. Dia menulis surat. Well, he, and we know surat is letter. So I'm assuming the only verb we have here is writes. So he writes a letter. Yes, menulis. Right.
Kita menulis.
Kita menulis. Which I'm assuming would mean we
Kita
write.
menulis.
So I want to just write down what we've learned. Formal. Aku. Informal. Because that could really trip you up, I think. You're going to just start using the wrong thing. Yeah, I don't know if I approve of that. Anyway, kita menulis. I also saw that there's a suggestion of occlusivity distinction. Maybe this is what's going on with kami and kita. I don't know if that's a yes, definitely, or could it be? I don't know. Kita menulis. We write. We write. Brilliant.
Aku dan kamu.
Aku dan kamu. I think they've got a problem with that one audio file. Unless this is a feature of Indonesian that I'm not aware of. Please tell me if that is the case. Aku dan kamu. So I and you. You and I. I don't know if it's going to ding me for this word order issue in English. You and I. Really, I and you, right? But kita is we inclusive. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Kami and them exclusive. Excellent. All right, we are learning. Okay, you and I. Thank you, Sonia.
Dia menulis buku.
Dia menulis buku. He writes a book. Dia menulis buku. I'm assuming. Yeah.
Aku menulis buku.
Aku menulis buku. I write a book. Bit of a weird phrasing in English as well. I write a book. It's like I write a book every year.
Kamu menulis buku.
I don't know what the sort of aspect stuff going on in Indonesian is, but kamu menulis buku. You write a book. Goodness gracious. Indeed, we did, Duo.
Aku menulis surat.
If that is your real name. Aku menulis surat. I write a letter.
Kita menulis surat.
Kita menulis surat. So this is kita inclusive we. we write a book. As this bare present in English just sounds so strange in this context. A lot of times these sentences they would never occur out of context, like the he likes black. It's very strange to have these things come out of nowhere and just like, okay, well, yeah, that's the translation. Or this is how I'm going to attempt to translate it into Indonesian. Oh, it was a letter. It was in a book. Surat.
Kita
Hello.
menulis surat.
Right. We write a letter. Great. Okay. Yeah, are there grammar notes? I don't know. I'll look around. I don't see anything. Let's see what else we've got. Which one of these is newspaper? Koran?
Koran.
Koran.
Mereka minum.
Mereka minum. They drink. So we have another pronoun. Tips. The grammar notes are in tips. Where are tips?
Buku ini.
I don't see tips. On the menu. There's no menu. Oh, I have to be out of a lesson? Okay. After this. Buku ini. This book. I'm assuming this book.
Menu ini.
Menu ini. This menu, perhaps.
Saya membaca menu ini.
Saya membaca menu ini. I membaca read this menu.
Kamu membaca menu ini.
Kamu
membaca menu ini.
You read this menu.
Saya membaca buku Anda.
Saya membaca buku Anda. I read. What's going on here? Buku Anda. Maybe your book? Why is that capitalized? That's really interesting. Let's see what happens. Interesting. You can also click discuss. Oh yeah, I did that before. I knew this. What's wrong with me? But this just seems to be people's opinions about things. All right, well, interesting. Okay, well then moving on, but that's interesting. Buku Anda. Your book. Buku itu. That book. What was this again? Buku ini, was it? Something like that. E something. E. This book. Anda is Anda is formal U. That's why it's given the capital letter, presumably. FML. Maybe I shouldn't write it as FML. Formal. Book.
Mereka makan.
Mereka makan. Mereka makan. They eat.
Menu itu.
Menu itu. Menu itu. This should be like that menu, right? But it's not giving us the option. Maybe it's encouraging us to consider itu as equivalent to the definite determiner the. I suppose it is. Okay. It's kind of slapdash. I don't know. It's fine.
Mereka menulis.
They write. Mereka menulis.
Mereka membaca.
Mereka membaca. They read.
Saya membaca koran, kamu membaca buku.
Saya membaca koran, kamu membaca buku. So I read a newspaper. You read a book. Yeah.
Ini koran Anda.
Ini is... Oh, wait, question. Ini koran Anda. Is this your newspaper? Ini, this, koran Anda, newspaper, yours. Formal. Your. Okay. Chat, thank you for the ini suggestion. Write this in Indonesian. You read a book. Kamu
Membaca buku.
Buku. Sebuah. Interesting. The return of sebuah.
Ini koran Anda.
Ini koran Anda. Okay. This is cool. Now, if we finish basics 2, does that mean we're entitled to go up? So if I go to tips here, this is what I really want to figure out. If I go to tips. Oh, what? Wait, what? It just gives you a whole, like, grammar? So if you don't look at this, then you're just not going to know any of this stuff. Huh. Whoa. Okay, sorry, I'm just in awe. Okay. But what, like, my question, and this is what puzzles me as someone who's, deeply invested in issues of language pedagogy and this kind of stuff. This is kind of out of the way. And there's no way that it's letting you become aware. Like, this is not very discoverable. And the distinction between the clusivity distinction, for instance, or the formality distinction is just never going to come up by giving us these isolated sentences. So it's just going to give us 2 words that mean I, and it's never going to tell us anything different about them. So we're just going to assume that they're on free variation, or maybe they have some difference in meaning, but because the sentences are all completely sort of in isolation, there's no way of there's no scaffolding that's showing us a young child talking to an elder or something like that expresses the formality distinction. So I'm not sure exactly I'm not sure what to think, but regardless, it's very good that they have the tips here. So I'm going to put these up over here and let's continue. Okay, which one of these is dress? Gaun. It's a vowel sequence, not a diphthong.
Gaun.
Gaun. We know because it has a coda consonant, according to Wikipedia anyway.
Saya kaya.
Saya kaya. I am rich. I'm hoping.
Kalian punya jeruk.
Ooh. Kalian punya jeruk. You have oranges? We haven't seen kalian before. Okay, what's going on here? Let's look it up. Ah, it's a plural. Wow. If you don't know about these tips, you have no chance. You have none. Okay, let's just put this into our thing. I'm flabbergasted, really. Interesting. Okay.
Kucing saya besar.
I mean, I don't want to be too harsh. Like it's very hard to teach grammar. There's a large school of thought that believes that you shouldn't really be explicitly teaching grammar anyway, but talk about that later. Let's see. Kucing saya besar. My cat is big. Kucing saya, cat my, cat me, cat I, my cat. Yes. Kucing saya besar.
Ia besar.
Ia besar. Ia besar. What's that? Well, we know that we have our, what do we have for our we? We have kita and kami, inclusive and exclusive. We have dia for he and she. And for it, we have nothing. Where does it say anything but ia? Please have a look here for more. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so the differences between ia and dia. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to actually I'm going to have to guess. So maybe this means it is big. Yeah, okay. I guess it does. Yeah. It's a shame that this stuff just doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of sleeping owl over there. Continue.
Kami kaya.
There's another that gasping kind of thing going on. Kami kaya. We are rich, and which we is it? It is the exclusive we. So we are rich, but you are not.
Kami besar dan kaya. Kami besar dan kaya.
We are large and rich.
Saya suka gaun itu.
Saya suka gaun itu. I like that dress.
Saya punya gaun.
I have a dress.
Ia menulis surat.
Ia menulis surat. Who's that ia again that got translated as it before? She writes a letter. Okay, so what's the difference between ia and dia? That's my question. And if this forum were still around, we'd probably have an answer. She writes a letter. I'm assuming this is correct. Yes. Okay.
Kalian minum air.
Kalian minum air. You, plural, drink water. Delightful.
Ia membaca koran.
Ia membaca koran. She reads the newspaper. Here we have definite in English, not corresponding to anything in Indonesian.
Kami menulis buku.
Kami menulis buku. We menulis is write a book. Great. We are going to go into the boss fight. Let's see what happens. It is big. Ia
Ia
besar.
besar.
Yes. You drink water.
Kamu minum air.
Kamu minum air. Well. Oh, Sonia, thank you. Dia is like singular, they, he, she. Ia is more like inanimate it. Although they had us translate she as ia as well, so pondering, head scratching. Okay, we're on level. I thought we were already on level 1. No, I think. Well, we're about out of time, so we'll stop it there. I'll come back and talk to you. Well, I'll come back and I'll say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube, thank you so much for joining us as we've explored Indonesian and Duolingo together today. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. Actually, I've learned a lot. But it is time, unfortunately, for us to go. I am going to have a little bit of chat with the people who are here live. So if you like that kind of thing, you want to participate, do make sure to stop by live. Otherwise, we will see you next time. All right. So that was fascinating. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. I've not been a big user of Duolingo, and it's clearly had a lot of care and effort being put into making the experience a very nice one. Although there are some things that make me scratch my head still. But nevertheless, it has given us an enjoyable 2 hours together. What do I have to tell you? If you don't know, I'll pitch this. I'll shill for the Old English course. I'm doing an Old English course this summer called the Baby Steps to Beowulf, Old English for Beginners. So if you are, sticking around this summer, you want something to do, you want that thing to be learn Old English, check it out. You can. I'll post it in the Discord. I'll put a link in the description as well. Other than that, I think all I have to say is thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a new series, and chat, be proud of me. I made it work. I didn't, there weren't that many technical difficulties. Just the Twitch stream was misnamed. But other than that, Lucy was on vacation. I proved that I could fly solo. And I'm very proud of myself. We had some good guesses. We learned a lot about Indonesian. So this has been fun. This is good. So I think what I'll do is I will leave you here. I will say, come join us on Discord if you're not already on. The link for that is in the description. Otherwise, we will see you next Tuesday. We've got some conlanging to do. And next Tuesday, we're going to be making some more progress on the Call family. Actually, it's going to be our 1,000 subscriber special next Tuesday, where we're going to start on our Call Sakrat Creole. So that's going to be fun. And also a good intro point to people who haven't seen like all the previous ones. It's kind of a nice jumping on point. And then next Thursday, we are going to be doing a Conlang clinic for a language that Lucy made a few years ago. So that'll be fun. But until then, I wish you many, many happy linguistic adventures, and we will see you all soon.